The average adult makes about 35,000 decisions a day. Most take under a second. But some simple ones, can eat up 20 minutes of your life for nothing. Your brain isn't broken. It's running the wrong program. Here's what's strange. The decisions that eat up the most time aren't usually the important ones. It's not should I take this job or should I move cities. It's which shirt to wear, which show to watch, which item on a menu you'll enjoy for exactly 20 minutes before it doesn't matter at all. Somewhere, your brain lost the ability to tell the difference between a decision that deserves deliberation and one that doesn't. Today, I'll show you why this happens, what's actually happening in your brain when you overthink something small, and the specific method that ends it. Part 1. The Paradox of Choice. In the early 2000s, psychologist Barry Schwartz walked into a grocery store and counted 175 different salad dressings on a single shelf. He wasn't shopping. He was testing something. Schwartz's research found that more options don't make people happier. Past a certain point, they make people more anxious, more likely to second-guess themselves, and less satisfied with whatever they eventually choose, even when it's objectively a good choice. This is called the paradox of choice. Your brain evolved in environments with limited options. A handful of foods, a handful of tools, a handful of mates. It was never built to evaluate 175 near-identical alternatives, and it shows. Part 2. Why longer thinking doesn't mean better thinking. Here's the part that surprises people. Deliberation has diminishing returns, and past a certain point, it goes negative. Researchers studying decision-making found that once you've gathered the obviously relevant information, additional deliberation time doesn't improve decision quality. It just increases anxiety and doubt. Your brain starts generating imaginary problems that don't exist yet, just to justify the extra time you're spending. This is why 5 minutes staring at a menu doesn't produce a better choice than 20 seconds would have. It just produces more stress attached to the same choice. Part 3. Decision fatigue is real, and it's stealing from your important choices. Every decision, even a trivial one, draws from the same limited mental resource. Researchers call this ego depletion or decision fatigue. In one widely cited study, judges granting parole were significantly more lenient early in the day and right after breaks, and significantly harsher as the day wore on cases that were nearly identical in severity. Not because they became crueler people, because their decision-making resource had been drained by hundreds of smaller choices already made that day. Every minute you spend deciding between two nearly identical lunch options is a minute of mental resource you don't get back for decisions that actually matter later. Part 4. Satisficers versus maximizers. Schwartz's research identified two decision-making styles. Maximizers try to find the single best possible option every time, comparing everything exhaustively. Satisficers look for an option that's good enough and move on. Here's the counterintuitive finding. Maximizers, despite working harder to find the best option, report lower satisfaction with their choices. Satisficers, despite putting in less effort, report higher satisfaction, even when maximizers technically pick better on paper. The extra searching isn't buying better outcomes. It's buying regret. Part 5. The Fix, Decision Tiering. Elite decision-makers, from executives to physicians, use a technique researchers call decision tiering. Before deciding, they ask one question. How reversible is this, and how much does it actually matter in a week? If a decision is low stakes and reversible, a wrong lunch order, a show to watch, they cap their thinking time deliberately, often at under 10 seconds, and move on without looking back. They save deep deliberation exclusively for decisions that are high stakes or hard to reverse. This isn't carelessness. It's resource allocation. Practical technique. Before any small decision, ask, will this matter in a week? If the answer is no, give yourself a hard 10-second limit and commit. Here's the truth. Your brain isn't punishing you by accident. It's applying tribal-era caution to decisions that carry modern-era stakes of almost zero. The system worked when every choice could mean survival. Now most choices mean nothing beyond the next 20 minutes, and the system hasn't caught up. You don't need to think harder about small decisions. You need to give yourself permission to think less, on purpose, and save your full attention for the choices that were actually built to deserve it. The next time you catch yourself frozen over something trivial, ask if it'll matter in a week. If it won't, give yourself 10 seconds and let it go. If this changed how you think about decision-making, Share it with someone who takes 20 minutes to order lunch, and subscribe for more science-based thinking, learning, and mental growth.